What's up YouTube, and welcome back for part 3 on making a song from scratch. Make sure to check out the first 2 parts if you haven't done so already, and subscribe for more content like this. Now before we get into the mixing and mastering, I decided to change a couple things just to fill out the track a bit more. So first I have this super saw layer that is hitting the top 2 notes of my chords. And they're just some saw waves with a bunch of reverb on it that are panned left and right. Here's what those sound like. And I also tweaked the bass and subnotes. Before, the first note was down an octave, and I decided to bring it up just so it's hitting in the right frequency range. Next I added these plucks to the build-up to add some more movement. And then I added this atmospheric pad type of layer to sit in the background to give it an airy type of feel in the build-up. And how I made it is by grabbing a sample in the key of my track, then I added lots of reverb and bounced it out and only used the reverb tail. And then I added some more reverb and processing to get it to sound like this. Then I also added some more crashes and hi-hats to fill out the top end a bit more. And now that we got all that out of the way, I'll go in and add some post-processing to properly mix each layer, and then I'll go over them after. So first I have my sub, and all I have is this low-pass EQ to cut out all the unwanted frequencies. Then for my bass, I have an OTT saturator and a couple EQs, which are pretty much just cutting out the sub frequencies so it doesn't clash with my sub. And in case you don't know, the 300 Hz range is usually pretty muddy, so I cut that out a little bit. And now for my super saws, I pretty much have the same as my bass, which is an OTT saturator and EQ. Then for my white noise, I have a saturator and EQ as well. Then for my lead, I have this overdrive, OTT, saturator, and EQs, and this utility that's making the lead a bit more mono. And now I'll do some leveling to get each of my drop layers at the right volume, and how I do that is by muting each layer besides the sub, and bringing each layer one by one, bringing up the volume until everything sounds good. Now here's what everything sounds like before the master. Now for the mastering, as long as your mixing is pretty good, you shouldn't have to do too much, and the goal should be mostly to bring your track to a good loudness and to sound good on multiple speakers. It's definitely easy to overdo it and overcomplicate things, so I'll try to keep things simple. But first I added a stereo imager and turned my bass frequencies mono and widened up my high end a little bit. Then I'll add a glue compressor to reduce some of the dynamics and glue things together. Then I also added this limiter to cut more peaks. And I'll finish it with a soft clipper to get it to the right loudness that I want. But yeah, now let's hear what the finished track sounds like with the mastering chain on it. And that'll do it for this series. I hope I was able to help someone out, and if I did, it would mean the world if you could help support the channel by subscribing or liking and commenting on the video. I hope to be able to help more producers out with videos like these, but nonetheless, I'll keep grinding and posting new videos. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.